Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up, or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here, in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat, and my little bot Junkie Joe will see you, and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award, and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps, and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already, created a user account. That way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I believe we are live and in person. I hope everybody is well. Thank you so much for stopping in. And I hope that you enjoyed today's session. Last week, we made these clear pockets with some scraps, and then we made little journal cards to go inside those pockets, and I was playing around with what I had left as far as some focal images on my desk, and I decided to pull a few, and they were all what I call fall colored. I'm trying to put these away. Go back, back, back. So I thought, well, I could make some more of those. Hey, Bonnie, some of those transparent pockets, or I could work on something else. And when I was digging around in some of my mixed media papers, that's what these here are that you see in front of you. These are old papers that I made years ago. I'm pretty sure some of these I made roughly almost 10 years ago, right about then, and I hadn't used them. They were in a basket over here to my side with a bunch of other papers, so I pulled those, and I've got, like I said, a few images that I grabbed from Calico Collage that I thought were kind of fall-ish in color. And then I thought, well, I could make a paper bag journal. So I have a grocery sack here. This is one of those larger grocery sacks. I'm trying to get my really big ruler. It's being evasive. There we go. So it is approximately 15 inches by about 8¼ inches. And it does have, a good pocket area that we could use for the opening or whatever. I went ahead and folded it in half, just kind of get an idea. And then I went through my stash. I found a smaller sack. This one, as I put my ruler away, is 11 by 5½ in size. I thought, well, maybe that could be a page. And then I had this gel print from a while ago that I made, and there's nothing on the back. It's just white, so maybe we can do some stenciling on the back. I grabbed a page out of a Bible. This is another gel print. I think I was having problems with too much paint on my gel plate, so I used this to kind of mop it up, and I just like that grungy look. The back has a little bit of a messiness on it, and then I found some scrapbook paper. I've got some more mop-up papers. Here is a digital print of one of my gel prints on a book page, and another piece of scrapbook paper. I also had this really cool textured wallpaper, and then one of my friends, I hadn't even gone through the whole box yet, but I saw this sticking out. She gave me this paper. I don't know what it is from, what it was used for, but I thought that was kind of cool. And then I found this wallpaper in a wallpaper sample book, and I thought those could be some good pages. So let's kind of get started here. I'm going to set these up. My idea was I wanted to make some quick pages to put into the journal and not necessarily take the time to decorate them now, but to get them somewhat started for the journal. So I've got here this piece of paper, and I thought if I folded it in half, I'm trying to line it up as best I can, that it would fit within. And I went ahead and folded this up because I thought it could be a pocket. I saw, where is it? I have some washi tape. So I'm going to put some of this washi tape right over this upper edge. I'll just kind of, oh, you know what? I just realized because it's washi tape, many times it doesn't stick. Okay, where's my glue stick? I must have not put it back where it belongs. That's not a good thing, right? Okay, you were right here in one of these pockets. Did I stick something else in the pocket and cover it up? Well, that's just weird. Where'd it go? I know I have a brand new thing of them. Here we go. brand new one. Brand new package. Because I don't know where the other one went. And I'll find it as soon as I open this one, right? That's usually how it goes. Alright, so washi tape doesn't always stick to things, so I like to go ahead and add a little bit of some adhesive. In this case, I'm just going to use the glue stick, which doesn't always give a lot of stickiness either, but it's better than nothing. And I think wet glue doesn't work as well with washi tape. All right. Smooth it out. And we're just going to trim it on the edges. Hey, Bonnie! You changed users, Bonnie, I see. Hey, Janice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I wasn't sure what I was going to do today until I started working on putting all the pieces together that I thought I might use. All right, I think I should put something across the back here. I've got some scraps of paper. And I think that works. I'm just going to put it on the back side just to keep from the holes where the front of this is, where the sticky, gosh, I can't get the words out. Where the washi tape was put on the front, I'm just covering up the back so that nothing sticks to the paper. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, so that, I mean, it's just slightly decorated, but not a lot. I am going to go ahead and glue this side. I may put some more glue here. So we'll glue this down here. And we'll glue this over here. All right. So that will be a page. So I'm going to set that aside for now. And then I got out this funky wallpaper. And I was thinking, it looks like I will need to trim a little bit of this. So trim it even. And then I think I'll fold up the edge. Hey, Austin, I can so relate. Henry he cracks me up because he's like, are you gonna watch television? And I'm like, yeah. He says, then why do you have your iPad, your laptop, and your cell phone out? I said, because I'm multitasking. I have ideas. So sometimes I miss what someone says on TV because it's like, wait, what did they just say? That doesn't sound right. It would be like, I know, I'm gonna replay it because I missed it too. Okay, so I'm gonna trim off. I want this just to be a little bit shorter than my cover, I guess. And I'm gonna save those. I'll save these strips if I can get it cut. Okay, that was one. Let's get the other side. It's a fun noise when it cuts. And this is some cool texture. All right, so we got this portion. Put this over here for now. And I think what I want to do is fold this up just slightly so that we have a pocket naturally on the page that we can decorate, right? Oh yeah, Linda. Well, I'm glad you found me again. So what are you researching? What are you looking for? What have you been doing, Austin? Let's try to keep your focus for a moment. Tell us what you're doing. Oh dear. So I'm going to fold this. Because of this paper, I'm going to go ahead and put a little clip on here and see if that'll help that glue adhere a little better. Set this one aside. Then I had this gel print that I printed. Apparently I forgot to change the paper in my printer. So when I hit print, it was on the thinnest, cheapest copy paper possible. And then I found this scrap of scrapbook paper in my stash. And I thought, well, why don't we just glue these two together? So we'll do that. And then that'll be another page. So Austin is doing research or searching for something because he got focused on something else. ADHD, baby, let me tell you. So I had Henry's had some honeydew projects this past weekend. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you may have seen a few photos that I shared. One was we recently just got the Gobi lights. And Austin, you're right. They do put them on sale. Henry said he got them 40% off. So he's not in the doghouse anymore. And we installed the lights around the house. And then Henry's like, well, we could also use these other lights. And I'm like, yeah, but they're full price. They're not on sale. And then the next day, he goes in, he goes, guess what? When I go in and I look at this particular string of lights that we know we need 2 of them, we were going to get the big set, but they have a coupon right now, but I can only use the coupon on 1, not on 2. And so I looked and I had a coupon as well. So, well, hey, that may be my delivery. I should have turned that on silent. So I bought a strand and he bought a strand because we got the coupon. So they're supposed to arrive today. So that was one project, was discussing the lights and where we're going to put new lights that we want to kind of finish our yard out. And then we are what else? Oh, we worked on the greenhouse. I have a greenhouse now. It used to be an outbuilding, a storage shed that is 8 feet, not 8 feet wide across the front where the door is, and then it is 12 inches. I'm so used to saying inches because of the paper. It's 12 feet long. So it's a nice size, and I got new to us doors that we recycled that were destined for trash from my neighbor. I kind of like that when it looks. And so we painted the doors and got those installed. And then we have a privacy fence because we have a hot tub, and I like having that as a barrier for wind as well when we're in our hot tub. That desperately needed to be painted. So we painted that. Not much. You're just looking at nonsense. all the things, right? I know I try not to look on Facebook very much because it's just a time sucker, and I have so many things to do. So we got the fence painted, or the privacy screen, or whatever we want to call that thing. And we also cleaned out some of the dead plants in the yard, things that were done for the season. And we knew that the weather was going to turn somewhat soon, and we're going to be going on a cruise in November. And I needed to get everything prepared so that when the weather turns, we have all that taken care of, including I was repotting some plants that I'm planning on saving for the winter in there. Okay, I like that. I'm just going to go ahead and I don't know. I like making the self pockets, but I think I want to put a different pocket on top. So I'm going to trim this off. You moved to New York? You're kidding. No, I did not know you moved to New York. Wow. I purchased a dozen begonia plants at the beginning of the growing season. And I put them in pots and placed them all around the yard because I wasn't really sure if where I was putting them, they were going to be happy with the amount of sunlight or lack of sunlight that they get. I think I'll fold it this way. And believe it or not, even in the pots, even on times a few months ago, wow, that's crazy. We had some days that we forgot to water the pots, but apparently begonias are very resilient and drought tolerant because I kept all 12 of them alive. It's crazy that they're still alive. And I know next year that I want to put them in the ground, and I've decided where I'm going to put them in the ground. But I didn't want to rebuy the plants because they're perennials. No, they're annuals. They die back. So if I put them in temporary pots and put them in the greenhouse for the winter and keep them alive, then that's like free plants. Right? This justifies the greenhouse. How much did I spend on the greenhouse? We're not going to discuss that, but I won't have to buy those plants again. I just realized something. Well, this says, I guess this is 8.5 inches about. It may stick out a little bit, but I think that's okay. All right, so we got that one and that one. I don't know. I think this one is thinner paper, and maybe we'll stencil on that one. And then I've got the wallpaper, and I think the wallpaper I'm going to leave like it is. And then what else do I have here? I have these two papers. Anyhow, so hopefully the plants will survive. Sound logic, right? So what are you doing in New York? Did you get a new job opportunity? Did you join the mafia? Oh, wait, and we're not supposed to say that out loud, right? Oh, dear. So I've got, I repotted the begonias. Those are all repotted, and I have them in a temporary container holding all of them, so they're easy to move around. So right now they're outside, but as soon as we know that it's going to start going below freezing at night or too low in temperature at night, I'll bring them into my greenhouse. And I've ordered a heater for the greenhouse. I've ordered a thermostat that is supposed to allow me to set the temperature and plug in a heater, and then I'll be able to monitor that temperature and keep my greenhouse from freezing. That's the goal. All right, I'm going to get out, I've got the stencil here. This is the oak leaf stencil. And I think I'm going to do carved pumpkin. Oh, well, so glad to have you here, Jennifer. Thank you for being here. To the Y side of the family. And yeah, I started a new position a few weeks ago, mostly working from home again. Oh, well, that's good. I mean, I hope that you enjoy working from home. I know that some people prefer to be able to get out of the house because they like that interaction with others, but I don't blame you. I think that looks like orange. I may not have one for carved pumpkin. I'm looking. Smoke. I don't know what that one is. Oh, that was campfire. We may get campfire out in a moment, but hey, you go back up there where I put you. Well, cool. Well, I know you have a large family because you adopted some children, and then you and your wife had some children. Because if I understand correctly, your family is large. Well, that's exciting too that you got to move someplace new. So where in New York, if you don't mind saying about, you don't have to give me your address. Yeah, you don't play well with others. Well, we've been able to have discussions. I guess it's different than we're not in the same room together. A lot of people ask me, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, how do I explain what I do? Because it is difficult. So some people, I just say, well, I have a t-shirt shop. I make t-shirts. Because if saying anything more complicated about what I do, they're like, what? So, well, I make transfers for other t-shirt shops because I have the digital printer that allows me to print on a film, and then you can press that with heat onto a garment. And some screen print shops, well, they don't have the digital printer. And if a customer comes back and says they need 4 shirts, they're not going to screen print those 4 shirts. And they're like, oh, so you're way up there by Lake Ontario. So you're going to get all that snow when they have their snowfall, aren't you? That sounds pretty, though, up in that area. I don't know that I want to live that far north because of the snow. I don't like extreme heat, and I don't like the snow. Now, I have a friend who loves snow. It's like her jam. She gets all giddy here in Oklahoma. Yeah, I glue paper to paper and talk to strangers on the internet. Yeah, that's another thing that I do. That's my other job. And they're like, what? All right, so I'm just going to get some Tattered Angels. This one's called Bronze. And oh yeah, we're just going to spritz that over that distressed oxide, which is water reactive. That kind of gives it a neat texture, adding it to this side. I'm trying to get back out before I get it on my hands. All right, I'm going to lay that over here to dry. And I have another one. So this time I'm going to lay the stencil in the box. And let's grab let's do the maple leaf stencil. Yeah, you get this lake effect. Last winter they had 9 feet. Holy cow! 9 feet? Oh my gosh! I hope that you stock up on all the supplies that you need, because you're not going anywhere unless you got a snow plow and what is that stupid thing called? Like a sea-doo, but it's for the snow. A snow buggy, or because your horse-drawn carriage isn't going anywhere. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. It's pretty to look at, but to have to live with it, around it, because of it, no. That's insane. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you have to have a snowblower. and of course, I'm sure you have somebody that actually uses it for you. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. All right, so I just grabbed a couple of colors. This was from the All About Robin set, and then this was just a fresh orange. It's just a what they call Simply Sheer. That doesn't have mica in it. And I'm going to lay the leaf and tree gel print on the back. Let's see how that turns out. That's crazy. Okay, that looks good. Move to Weissman. Well, I'm glad that you get to be closer to them. That's important to have that ability. I'm going to sandwich this between a couple of papers and put it back over here on in my mess. I think I will go ahead and spritz the back side of this one a little bit more. I'm looking to see what color I want, because I have already misplaced the other bottle of Tattered Angels. How do I do that? Oh, there it is. I think I found it. Yeah. That's pretty awesome, though. Yeah, you would have your family moves like, come to me. Well, you know, Henry and I have lived in the same house since 1997. And we have talked in the past about, well, you know, we're here because his parents are still with us, and we're blessed to do that. And we have talked about selling everything once they pass, and then moving someplace that would allow us to have more access to different cruise ships or different cruise itineraries. And then, you know, as we've been here for so long, the cost of living is really quite affordable here in Oklahoma. Our home is technically paid for, even though during COVID we refinanced it. I love telling this story. Because of COVID, we were allowed to defer our payments for a year. We didn't owe very much on our mortgage. So at the end of that year, the mortgage company automatically refinanced at 2% interest. And when they did that, they also made it to where our escrow would take care of the homeowner's insurance and the property taxes. Well, when you put it to paper, we would have to put aside that amount of money every month in order to pay the property taxes and insurance, and have just a little bit extra to go towards the actual payment of the home. And I was like, it's kind of like free money. So we were like, okay. So we're thinking, no, I don't think we want to move. It's good to come after a few years to come back and see you do. Oh, well, thank you just so much. Thank you. It brings you back some of your fondest memories. Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. I'll repeat what Austin said. He's from Age and Eclectic. He goes, honestly, Linda, it's so good after a few years to come back and see you still doing your stuff. I just love it. Brings me back to some of my fondest memories from what seems like a lifetime ago. I know it's been some forever, hasn't it? Oh, and your dad died 2 years ago, and so now my mom and I pretty much have no more ties to that side of the family. So we moved up here. Hey, I get it. You know, especially since you're young and you've got those kids, it's great to be around the other part of the family. My parents are gone. My biological father, my biological mother, and my step parents, they're all gone. I've got brothers that, and a half sister, and some step siblings that are all over. But you know, we really don't have much of a relationship. I talk to them every once in a while. I give them a call, you know. Because my mom was somewhat the glue, we would get together for Christmas or Thanksgiving and all meet at somebody's house, my house or my mom's house. And when she was gone, you know, they have their own lives to live. So we don't really, you know, get together that much. So I get it. I get moving away, but I wouldn't go anywhere cold. Now, Henry has talked about, you know, going north for the summer and then going south for the winter. Yeah, making memories, spend time. Exactly. Spend the time with them. Spend the time with them. All right, so we've got our papers. I'm going to get them all over here. Okay, so I've got what's going to be my cover, and I think I want this to be the front, and then this will be the back. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah. So I've got these pages. I thought we would mix them up. Maybe we'll do the yellow one first. Hey, Michelle, hello. Did you get your journal? I shipped it finally. You've been cleaning your apartment? Is it nice and clean now? I'm going to swap this with this one here. So now what I'm doing, I'm just kind of position these back and forth, making different layouts. Let's just put this one here. Let's put this one here. Why are you missing me? You should have been here. Glitter, we missed you. Where you been, lady? All right, this one will go here. And let's put this one next. And let's make sure I got it right side up. Nope, the tree would have been upside down. And then I'm going to put this one here because I think I'm going to add different layers to it. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish pages in there. Oh, you missed Bonnie. Okay. I was like, what? Put away this craft stash. I'm just reading my own stories there, you know. You've been cleaning, your phone was in the other room. Well, get that phone. You wouldn't mind the snow? I'm okay with snow, but the problem with Oklahoma is we get a ton of ice, and it's not very pretty to get snow and ice together because it makes it so dangerous around here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bind these together, and we may make some changes to the pages. Like, I'm not real sure I like the way this is sticking out. I may fold it over or something. I'm going to do a pamphlet stitch. So that's just punching 3 holes and then feeding the needle through with some waxed linen thread. You're going to Florida? How long you going to be there? Florida's pretty. It can get hot, though. All right, so I'm going to put my template in here. Put the needle down, Linda. You've posted. Oh, did you do some shorts? Are you doing some little videos? I'll have to look for them. Yeah, south of Missouri, you would prefer the snow. Yeah, and over the ice. Yeah, the ice is no fun. It's just, ugh, it's so annoying. And that's part of the reason why I've been working out in my yard, trying to get it all ready, because we usually in late October, we've had several times had an ice storm come through because the temperature dropped, and then it would be raining, and then it would turn to ice, and then we'd have a big mess. So I think I've got it pretty cleaned up. I have a butterfly bush in my backyard that's now about 5 years old. That every year it grows to be about 6-7 foot tall, and then in the winter it dies back, kind of like a crepe myrtle does, where you trim it back to the base of the wood part of the tree. Well, that's what this butterfly bush does. And so I've trimmed it a little bit, but I need to trim it some more when all the blooms, I can't get my words out, blooms are done. But I've been noticing we still have quite a few monarch butterflies flying around in our yard. Little shorts? Oh, cool. Thursday through Monday. Well, cool. I hope you enjoy your time there. I'll have to go look for your little shorts. All right, let's go this way. Okay. All right, we're doing pretty good. It's only 4:22. You just planted 2 butterfly bushes? If you can keep them from freezing the root ball, Jennifer, they will come back next year and grow even bigger. And like I said, mine are about, this one is about 5 years old, and it has grown a lot over the years, and it gets really full. I've got a 4-foot by 8-foot bed, and that's where this is located. And every year it grows past the bed. It's crazy. And I have to go walk around it and trim it. All right, I think what I want to do is, I think I'll fold this over. Because it just feels weird. I don't think it needs to stick out as far. All right, so I'm going to fold this one back. I'm going to try to fold it the same depth. There. And then we'll do the same over here. So I'll fold this over like so. Butterfly bushes are pretty. I need to plant more milkweed next year. I have some milkweed seeds, and I tried to grow them from seed, but they didn't work. Well, then after it was too late, I realized by reading some information about them that you have to put the seeds in the refrigerator for a couple of months. And then you can go out and get them started. And so they're in the refrigerator now. So hopefully by the time I need to put them out, I'll be able to get them to germinate because they've been in the refrigerator. All right, so we've got our journal base made. Okay, so I've got some pages here using some mop-up pages. This is some wallpaper, gel prints, some random paper that was given to me, just a variety of different things in here. So now we're going to start decorating the actual pages. And I think what I want to do, this one has a little thing here. I have this paper. Maybe what I'll do is glue that on the page and glue that down, and it kind of gives a little border on the page. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to get some distress inks and distress that. What color did you get, Jennifer, of your butterfly bushes? Do you know? Mine is a purple, kind of a lavender color. Like I said, it's been around for a long time. You like it? Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, I added some distress ink there. So I'm going to take this piece and trim it to just inside here. And I should be able to glue that without any problem. So I'm just going to use the Aleene's Tacky Glue here and glue this down. Yes, I did get all, that was the other thing I did. I planted all the daylilies. I put them in 1, 2, 3 different spots in my yard, aka also my neighbor's yard, right in front of her privacy fence by my gate that goes to the back where the greenhouse is. She kind of has a little semicircle. She used to have a tree there, a bush, but I guess her husband didn't like it, and so he cut it down, and so nothing was growing there. And I asked her a while back if she had a problem if I planted some stuff in there, and she said, no, go right ahead. So last year I put some irises in there, and they bloomed. So this time I put the lilies in there with them, and then next year I plan to put some other perennials. Probably will try to see if I can get the milkweed to grow there. Okay, that looks good. Just kind of adding a little bit. We could add some stenciling on here. I saw a stencil I think I want to use. Maybe that one. Put my gloves back on. And we're going to grab a couple pieces of paper here so that I probably should have done this before I glued the pieces on, but I'm going to cover up this portion and we're going to cover up the other. So I'm going to use a piece of washi tape, I think. Let's take this off so I can get a hold of it. There. Nope, not going to stick. Not going to stick. All right, we won't use washi tape. Never mind. Never your mind. Never my mind either. Another thing I could have done was put some temporary glue on the edges, but I think if I lay this in here and then lay the stencil there, I may need one more piece of paper. Now we're gonna wing it. Okay. So what color? Let's see if I've got what did I call that? That was called, there's campfire. There's amber, and that's marigold. So let's see what I pull out first. Amber. That'd be a good color. And the other was marigold. Marigold. It's kind of a peachy color. So I'm going to do the amber first and just grab some of that color like so. White? Oh, cool. Where'd you get them? I got my butterfly bush when I always get the name wrong. I think it's called Davidson's up on North Memorial in Oklahoma City. They put their stuff on sale at the end of the season because, you know, they're not going to be open all the time. And that's when I got mine really cheap. Okay, I like that. We paid $5 for it. It was so cheap. Okay. I like it. So that kind of gives us a nice little layer there. So let's go over here. I also got out some rubber stamps. Let's get out, let's see. I have mahogany, and I've got this little trio of stamps that I've had for years. I got it at a place called And Bear Makes 3. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you what. Don't feel bad. Nice! The Bethany feed store? Nice. That's a good price. You know, Austin, I understand because I had created a lot of content on YouTube for years, and then my job changed because my boss was an a-hole, and then I quit creating as much content because of that. And you know what? You'll get different followers. So don't feel like, you know, they don't care. They still care. They want to see you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have subscribed to you in the first place. I meant to twist it, but that's okay. All right. Adding some color to the pages. So we can go back here. All right, let's glue this down. You love that tree? That is a stencil. It was in one of my stencil clubs a couple years back. And that was done on a gel plate. Okay. So I got that one kind of, you know, something a little extra on there. I'm going to come back to these in a moment, but right now I'm trying to concentrate on these pages. Okay, so this one, I have, if I were to make, I could make a pocket on this page. So I want to go, pencil, I need a pencil. All right, so I want to fold this down here, and then I want to cut this to fit. So I'm going to cut it right about there. Woo! Almost had a catastrophe. Apparently I needed to drink some water, and that's why I knocked it over. All right, and then I'm going to put this here. Got another email. I forgot to silence that earlier. Let's do this. And yes. Okay. So now I'll fold this over. Oh, and I even did it right. So this would go here, and that would go like that, or should I go over it? Let's go over it. So I'm going to glue this piece down. Like so. Yeah, points. I'm throwing stuff. That last stencil, that was one of my stencil clubs again. That was from our February 2020 Artistic Stencil Club. And I still have the stencils. If you're interested, you do not have to subscribe. What you'll do is just say you'll log in, make your purchase, but before you check out in the notes or comment section, I can't remember which it is, you will say, hey, Linda, I want the February 2020 Stencil Club. And then I will ship that when I place your order. Gotta buy winter propane. Yep, yep. Oh, well, that's too bad, Michelle. That happens. You cannot let people unsubscribing or giving you a thumbs down bother you. Wanting to throw stuff. My husband throws things when he gets frustrated, and it's so annoying because it always seems that he throws something that's valuable. Like, stop it. Go over there and pick up a rock and throw the rock at a tree. Don't throw my good tools, or don't throw something that I want. All right. I'm going to glue that here, and so we'll have a little pocket on the page. I will use the 3-in-1 this time because there's wallpaper on this side, and usually Aleene's doesn't stick very well. Okay, so now oh, got the hiccups. All of a sudden, I got the hiccups. I may need to drink some more water. I'm going to put that down right there. So now we got a nice little pocket. You're pretty calm. Doesn't sound calm if you want to throw things. All right, let's go back this way. Okay, we got that one. We did something with it. We have this one. Okay, this one. What else do I have over here? I have a book page I was playing with, and I started to make a pocket. I think that would be good. All right, so let's glue this piece down, and then I need to add some distress inks to this. This was a pocket that I started for something else a while ago, and I glued it to another book page because it was real fragile, and then I guess I changed my mind as to what was going to go on it. That's Austin. Eclectic is Austin. You know, I have been saving some ideas on Pinterest that I want to do. I may do some gel printing next week. I've been wanting to do some gel printing, but I've had so many gel prints and I'm trying to use them. That's why you see me using them here. So I think next week I will do some gel printing. I'm looking over here. I thought I saw... Oh, I know what I want to do. All right, so if I glue this down here, and then I was thinking of gluing a secondary pocket there, and that would fit tight, but it'll fit, and then I could put another card up here. So I want to do something to these two pieces first. So let's stamp on them. I think that's what I want to do. I've got the sunflower corner. I'm going to stamp that all over. So you want to do some gel printing? I've been wanting to do some, but I felt like I had so many gel prints as it is. I need to use up what I have. Okay, that gave it a little bit of a pattern on there. Put this away. So my thinking was putting this one here, and then I got to decide what other decoration. I've got an idea. Maybe we'll do it. I'm going to just glue this down straight on, and then just find a journal card that fits, or make one that fits without the gusset. I saw a technique the other day of someone using silk flowers on their gel plate, and I was thinking, I think I want to do that, or something like that. I used leaves from my yard one year, and I used some plants from my yard. The flowers, they usually don't last well long enough for me to do them before the live stream starts, meaning go pick them. All right, so what do I want to stamp on here? I've got a hen of rose. Let's get that one out. Hey, Leah, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think that looks good. And I can make a gusset out of this scrap, so I'm going to glue that down. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that y'all could take the time to stop in and hang out with me while I work on this journal. I don't know if I'll get it done today. We're going to try. Oopsie, don't go there. Go right there. Get my bone folder. Okay, and let's trim this. I saw some brown pieces of paper earlier. Here's one. And let's see, if I were to cut that to fit in this pocket, pencil, I need a pencil. So I need to go a little bit narrower than the pocket. So maybe right about there. So let's see what that ends up being. So that's 4 1/4. I'm just going to go ahead and do 4 1/2. And I will erase my pencil mark. Because now I've got 2 larger journal cards I can use. So I'm going to put that in here. Gives a nice color. So we'll add something to this one. And then I've got this pocket. Well, what has everybody been working on? I know that Julie isn't here with us today because she is in the process of packing up to move. They sold their home for a very fair price and are moving, I believe, into an apartment that they buy. I guess it's kind of like here in the U.S. we buy condos. So in like I think New York, New York City especially, you buy the inside of a apartment. You don't necessarily rent it. So you own that property. And then she was rear-ended. She posted on my live stream last week. Well, thanks for stopping in, Austin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She got rear-ended, and so hopefully she's feeling better. All right, that's we're going to glue this. And let's see, who else? I haven't talked to Margie, but briefly for a moment she was ill and hadn't felt well. I saw that she posted something on Facebook. I was scrolling through real fast, and so she's still getting online occasionally, but I think you keep her in your prayers. Keep Robin in your prayers as well. Okay, apparently I glued that shut, so that's not good. Remove some of the glue there. Okay. Yeah, Julie was rear-ended. She didn't need that stress along with all the other things that she's trying to get done. I'm just making sure that my pocket doesn't get glued shut. All right, so this was a rubber stamp that I picked up a long time ago. It was one of those clear stamps, and it says, some people, what is it? Some people, S-T-R-E-M, string, oh, I can't say the word. Some people strengthen others just by being the kind of person they are. Yeah, Robin has been dealing with, she's got had a spider foot, her spider bite on her top of her foot that got infected. And then she's been having some internal issues and is getting checked out for that. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And I'm sure she would appreciate a little note. So if you have her address or if you want to send her a message on Facebook, just let her know that you're thinking of her. I'm going to round the corners of this piece if I can get to my corner chomper. Alrighty. Feels good using up all these scraps. I've got so many scraps that have been lingering, laying around, languishing. Carrie hasn't been on for a while. I know that she was going through cancer. She moved to another state. And I'm not sure what is going on with her at the moment because I haven't talked to her in a while. Yeah. So we all moved on. Pray for Robin. Exactly. Okay, this will go here. That looks good. I have some images. Where are they? Here we go. I have this set that I got from Tuesday morning, and I'm sure they had a coupon that day. And so I just stamped these out. They were cling mounted red rubber stamps, and I did some watercoloring. So I could put that on the top here so it comes out, gives us a little variation there. I could oh, I don't believe I don't have one. Here's one. Alright, I'll fold this in half. Let's see what this looks like. We could spray it with some Tattered Angels. Do I have it upside down? Yes. Yes, this is the right side. Or we can leave it white. I think I'm going to leave it white, but I'm going to add some Distress inks to the edges. I missed Tuesday morning too. They had so many cool things. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Jennifer, that you're hurting. I hope you feel better soon. Oh, I saved you some egg cartons. I think I have 3 of the 18-count egg cartons. I'll try to bring them to the shop so they're there in case you stop by on your way through town or whatever. And I'll save some more for you until you tell me not to. Because they can get expensive to buy them, right? Alright, so I'm going to put some glue on here. I found the little bitty glue bottle that you gave me too. And clean the tip out. So I'm going to use that on this doily. Okay. Get it centered. Oh, come on. Alright, and then we'll do the other side. What else have y'all been doing? Like I said, I've been working in the yard. I was cleaning out the dead plants and planting some bulbs that Jennifer was gifted from a neighbor, from her Facebook friend. I don't remember the actual relationship. She gave me a bunch of daylilies, so I put those in the ground. What else? I think there's more water in this glue because it's leaving some of the wetness behind. See there? Hopefully it'll dry in a moment. I'm going to heat up the heat tool. You love doilies? Well, I'm using one. Are y'all working on any fall projects in your life? Oh, I'm sorry you're waking up with neck pain. Is Basket Market already closed? I knew that they were closing soon. I didn't know if they had already done so. Love those doilies. All right, I'm going to glue that up here. Probably not quite the halfway mark. So making my own little ephemera, in a sense here. This isn't quite dry yet, but I think that'll look good right there. And I was going to put something here, but maybe we'll do words. We'll have autumn, harvest, fall, and bounty. And I know I have a few labels. I don't know if I have any that would go color scheme wise. So let's see. All right, that's not the labels. Where are the labels today? Oh, I have these butterflies. I wonder if one of those might be something to use. When I have these birds, might use some of those. I got to get it out because, you know, squirrel. Where are my labels? Oh, there they are. There's some of my labels. I can stamp the words inside the label. All right, let's set this over here in my pile. And I thought I heard my dog, but I think he's in the other room. I know this is orange. I've got that shade of orange that we could put there. Yeah, let's do that. Go back in here. Your Facebook friend. Okay, gotcha. Got to put the pumpkins out. Got to decorate. Got to decorate with your pumpkins. All right, so let's do autumn. And we'll put that inside the little label. So first, I have to stamp it. I should probably stamp it on a scrap piece of paper because, you know, I always mess up, it seems like. Let's see what happens if I go like that. That's pretty straight. Okay, let's see if I can get that stamped somewhat in the middle. Oh, not too bad. I got a little line above it. I need to trim this stamp. I guess this would be an opportunity to tell you that if you ever have a stamp that when you stamp it and it has a line like that, it's probably because it needs to be trimmed. And if you take your scissors and do it at an angle away from the top, you can trim that excess rubber away. And I should have done that, but I didn't see it here earlier. So now when I stamp it, if I accidentally rock my stamp, yeah, okay, that'll be good. I'm going to put it back on my little temporary sheet. And let's glue that down. Oh, Basket Market's last day was October 12th. Wow, that's too bad. I missed it. For some reason, I thought they were going to close in December. So I guess their inventory was such that they decided to just shut her down. I'm going to put it right here. Right there? Yeah, right there. I want to be able to see the flower. Wipe away the excess glue. I may need to add more glue to this. I think this is too runny. Had too much water in it. Okay, that looks good. So we got that one. Well, we got one page decorated. I'm just going to jump around in this journal and just kind of add things as it inspires me. For example, I like this page. So what do we want to put over here? I have a couple of collage elements that I was thinking. So I was thinking of cutting a little piece of this. I've got a yellow flower. I think that'll go. So I was using this card as my inspiration of the size to make each one of these journal cards that I made. So if I were to make that, I could put that on the page. Maybe I'll make some corner pockets. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim. This was a mop-up page using, I think back when I used that was Adirondack sprays, and I may have had my own little mica spray that I had made myself. I think I'll just use this corner. And I had a 12 by 12 plastic piece that you're supposed to add in your journal, and I used it as a stencil and sprayed on top of it. All right, let's cut this off. This piece I'm going to put here. Put this one with it. I'm going to turn this one around. Cut it. And I've got these two pieces made. So the back is going to need another piece of paper. Since I already have this watercolor paper, I think I'm going to go ahead and just put these back to back, and then that way it'll give us a nice clean surface to work from. And then my thought was, let's make some corners to hold this down, maybe opposite corners like that. I have over here some papers. Ooh, I have a couple of paint chips. Maybe one of those would be good. I'm gonna lay that there for a minute until we decide which one that I like. And let's layer these pieces to go on here. I think I need a leaf and glue this down. Yep, so I'm going to glue this. This is another page that I had sprayed, I believe with the Adirondack sprays again. Ah, gotcha. So they had originally said December, but everything sold out quick. Well, that's good for them. I guess that was their goal, was to sell out and move on. Well, good for them. I'll miss them. I haven't been in a long time, but I like to go in there. There was always some cool things you could find. Okay, let's close that back. So this piece, I'm thinking, maybe I need another little scrappy bit. I'm going to put that here. This here. And maybe the flower. I'm trying to decide if I want it to be there or go across the bottom. What did I do on those others? I just really filled the space because I used a ticket. I'm trying to see what other piece we could use. Find something to go here. Maybe another scrap of paper. I have a big bird. You know, maybe this owl, would he fit that space? He would kind of stick out. All right, here's what I'm going to do. We'll glue this down and see how that looks. I could get a scrap of a book page maybe. So I'd put it closer to the top here. Okay, and then this will go back to back, which will help. This card is a little crinkled because it got wet from the sprays, the pigment colors. It's already 5 o'clock. Time sure flies when you're having fun. Putting your pumpkins out. They're looking good. I don't have a lot of decorations anymore. I don't have anything fall related until we bought a Snoopy that's holding a jack-o'-lantern. So I don't really put out a lot. I do have a few Christmas decorations. I purchased some snowflakes probably 2 years ago when they were on sale, and they're pressed wood. And so I'm going to paint those and see if I can't hang them out on my porch area. All right, this is just giving me fit, so I'm going to really press this. Okay, that looks better because it feels adhered more so now. So I was thinking of putting that there, and then I've got this owl, and I was thinking of putting him, I kind of put him where he's over both, or do I need to put him lower? So he's kind of standing on top of the paint swatch. So I'm going to glue down the paint swatch first. Paint swatch is down. I'm kind of centering it from left to right. Okay, and then the little bird, I could put like he's resting on the paint swatch, but I don't want his tail to come off. So let's see if he'll stick, or if I'm going to have to peel him up and put glue behind him. That seems pretty stuck. And then I've got this little flower, and I need some leaves. Maybe we need a butterfly too. Here's a leaf. Or should I pick a different flower? I have a red one. I think the red one would be better. Better late than never. Glad to have you here, Sheila. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm thinking little birdie in the corner, and it's going to go over here. I still need to add distress inks to the outside edge. All right, so I'm going to glue these two down. Put the leaf kind of stuck to the back side. And then glue the whole thing. Welcome, welcome. How are you, Sheila? Thanks for joining us. Okay. And then this piece can go here. I like it. All right, I'm thinking maybe this orange, or is it this one that would be better? Or should I do a brown? I'm going to cut a square and then cut that square diagonally. And that's going to become a corner. So this is approximately 2 1/4 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this to a 2 1/4 inch square. Then I'm going to take this and score 1/4 inch all the way around. Which is easy because that's the 2 inch mark. Do it again, do it again. And one more. Come on. Okay. Then, looking at this, I'm going to center those corners, which are difficult to see. So I'm going to help myself. Help myself. And let's do this way. Just so I can see where the corner is. I can see this one, but I'm having a hard time seeing the other one. And I think I got it right there. All right, so we got 2 corner pieces. And now we're going to fold these over. We're all a mess. You've got to say hello. I understand. We're all a mess here. We're all among good friends. I'm going to trim off the excess here and here and cut this corner so that, do a little bit more. This piece can go like that, and I may put this one over here. So let's trim this one as well. Trim, trim, trim. And I'm going to add some distressings. That white edge shows just a little bit. Okay. We have a scrap left over. Put that up there. I'm going to turn my air conditioner on. It is set on, still on smart hours. I never turned it off. But the air is not circulating at the moment, so get some water. All right, so what I want to do is this is going to go over the corners. But I think I'm going to have to change that because this card is so stiff, it won't work very well to lay on the page where I want it. I think that's what I want to do. All right, I'm going to flip this over and really score these so they'll lay flat. Trying to get that to really lay flat. Down, I say, down. Okay, that one looks pretty good. Let's do this one. It's a cardstock thickness, so it's a little bit thicker than normal papers. Okay, so then this piece will go here and here. And I don't want it perfectly in the corners. And to help it stay, I'm going to take a little piece of washi tape. Make a little tail so I can peel it up later. And I'm just going to give a little bit of wiggle room from left to right here and glue this down with a piece of washi tape for a moment so it'll stay right there. So it's not going to fall off. I'll do that one more time on the other side. Okay. Put this one over here. Again, leaving a little bit of room to get the card out. Might help if I stick it down the correct way, Linda. Okay. So now here's the tricky part. I am going to get my Fabri-Tac glue because we are gluing on a very bumpy surface. So I'm going to try to be very careful and just put a little bit of glue here and here. Do all of the sides of this little corner piece, like so. Okay, so this is going to go kind of in the middle, right about here and here. I'm going to remove the washi tape and pull this card out so that this can adhere without interference here. Now, do I want to put something on here? I've got those labels still out. I don't have any labels in a red, but I do have some different shades of orange. I've got this orange. We could put one here, or I could put it here and put a flower or a butterfly on that side. Sheila, if you're trying to get your award, it's exclamation point award, and that'll get you a $10 off coupon to my shop. All right, let's see what word. Let's do harvest. So again, I can already see that this has a little spot, so I'm going to trim that off. Get my scrappy scrap paper. Harvest. That's going to go here. Let's put a little bit of glue on there. I'll look through my flowers here and see if there's one we want to use. There we go. Okay, that's there. I have a little butterfly, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. I do have a yellow flower in a leaf that I could put over here so that when we put this in the pocket, then we would have the little flower on that side. I think that works. Let's do that. So I'll put a little glue on the back of my flower to hold the leaf element. Okay, and since we're gluing on this paint chip, which is actual paint applied to a paper so that you can see the true color, I'm going to use the Beacon 3-in-1 glue, and I probably put too much glue on this flower. I'm going to have to move it down so it doesn't interfere with my corner. There we go. Press it into place while I close the glue away. I like that. I think that looks pretty good. Good, good, good. All right, so there's two little somethings done. Let's go to the front of our journal here. What do I have? Ooh, I could do this one. So I stamped on a book page and then watercolored it. And then I was looking through my paper stash and I saw this burgundy-ish paste. And I thought that would be a pretty pocket on a page. So, do I want to add something to the pocket to give it a little more texture? You know what we haven't done in a while, and I know it takes time to do it, but I really like gold embossing powder. So I'm thinking, let's get out the Versamark and the gold detail. And I'm trying to decide, I think we'll do the henna rose. Oh, neat! So Sheila says that her students are making Halloween journals this next week, and they are so excited. They saw a journal and got so intrigued, you got to give them a chance to make one. Exactly! Well, have fun with that. I hope you really enjoy it. I'm going to stamp it and then dip it so that I know where I've already stamped. And let's go ahead and heat this up a little bit. Gold embossing! Gold. This isn't glitter, so this is just gold embossing. Let's see how it looks. I might be able to get away with not doing the whole thing, but let's see. We may want more. It just brings a whole nother layer, right? Okay, that looks pretty good. So my thought was I'd put this over here. So should I go ahead and stamp that corner? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. There. So there's a portion there. I'm going to go ahead and close this up so that I don't accidentally spill it, because that's what happens. This way. All right, let's heat this up. And while that's heating up, I'm going to clean my stamp a little bit. Get my little rag here. Okay. Should be getting hot now. Yeah, gold just, I don't know, it just makes it that much more elegant, probably, I could say. I was at where was I? I was at Hobby Lobby, and they had gold foil, and it was 50% off $2.99. So I bought a little container, and I need to get out the glue that I could use with that, because I think it would be fun too to add some golden touches. All right, so this piece I was going to put here, so we still get this area. So let's glue that down. Oh, how funny that all the ads are Princess Cruise Line, because I said cruising. I guess it's automatically pulling it up. We were going to cruise with Princess in January of 2026. We had it all booked. And then all of a sudden, Princess Cruise Line, who is owned by Carnival, pulled their ship from Galveston. And you couldn't see where they were going to be bringing another one back. And the reason why we were going to go on Princess, we wanted to see what their line was like. But we weren't going to go out of a different port to do so. So we canceled that cruise, and we're going to go on Norwegian in January for the second time that we've cruised with Norwegian. Okay, so now this piece will go here, and then this will go behind, and then I'll find a card to go in that pocket. All right, let's glue this down. That's pretty funny. It's all about cruising. I guess if I keep saying it, that's what y'all will see. It's more cruise line. Now, if I could get a affiliate link for a cruise company and be able to go cruising because y'all booked it, that would be amazing. Even though my content isn't about cruising. Although that's the vacation we enjoy. We don't have kids, Henry and I, so we like going on cruises. So that's what we save our money for. We pay our bills, and whatever is left over gets stuck aside to pay for a cruise. We usually book them about a year in advance. We've already got, like I said, January 26th booked, and we have next Halloween booked. I like it. I hope you're liking this series of sharing how to use up your scraps. Clean my hands. Why do they put a straw that doesn't reach the product? Never understood that. I've got a different one here. I like to use hand sanitizer to kind of clean off ink on my hands sometimes. I try not to do it too much because it kind of dries your hands out. That's why I use the thieves cleaner a lot too. have another little birdie. I wonder if that birdie would fit. I can't get a hold of it. Right here. Maybe like that. I don't know if he'll stick very well. Yeah, he's popping right up. So we're going to apply some glue. It's a concert cruise. Christian artist. Wow. Wow. Yeah, the add-on cost. That's something I will tell people that are going to cruise, that you got to remember that you're going to pay gratuities depending on which cruise ship you're on. Some of them will charge the gratuities up front, but most of them do not. You have to pay that at the end of the cruise. If you buy anything on the ship, you got to pay for that. If you do like spa services, you got to pay for that. Yeah, it can add up. Okay, that's going to go in there. And then let's see. Is this? That's too big. Too big. Too big. Oh, that's not on cardstock though. What else do I have? That one's too big. Well, I have this little leaf, and I have another paint chip. Is it not going all the way? There it goes. What if I were to put the paint chip on there? And then we've got this piece behind. Okay, I think something like that would be good. Glitter's trying to tell everybody that you need to like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you're enjoying this content. If you're not, keep it to yourself, but still give me a thumbs up. Let's see, what else can we put? A doily is too big to go over the top. We could go over the side. I'm just going to fold one in half so we can judge it. We're going to judge you. If I were to put this over the edge and then put that on top, and I still need to add paper to the back side. I think that'll work. Let's add some distress inks to this piece. It went back 25 minutes. Thank you, Bonnie. Both my thumbs are up. Yay! Go whoop, whoop. I've got a piece of coffee dyed paper laying over here that I'll use on the back. So the question is, put this on and trim it off, or put a piece of coffee dyed paper. Where'd it go? Here it is. On the back. With the doily wrapping over. That takes away some of our writing space. I'm just going to cut this off. So I'm going to trim this piece and then start gluing it all together. You got to watch that phone. It likes to jump around on its own. I kind of made a rhyme. I was a poet and didn't know it. Alright, so first I'm going to glue this down. Robust orange. raucous orange, and ember glow. Those are the colors that were on here. I had to buy paint yesterday. Yes, yesterday, because we were painting the privacy fence, and we only had a partial gallon of paint, and the fence was very dry, and so it soaked up the paint really fast. So Henry said, go buy another gallon. So while I was waiting on the $52 gallon of paint, $52 a gallon. I remember when paint used to be like under 10 bucks. Anyhow, my rant for the day. I was waiting, and so while I was waiting, I wandered over to the paint samples and picked up a few colors that I thought would go with the journal today that I knew I was going to work on. So I think it's justified that I picked up a few paint samples. Paint papers. All right, here we go. Trim that off. So I still have a little bit left of my paper. I think my dog Hercules just got up. It's probably too late. I forgot to put his band on. We put a, what we call a belly band. It's a male dog. So he gets a belly band put on him so he doesn't urinate in my house. Yeah, exterior paint is so expensive. It's crazy. And I like the paint because we've used it on our house, on the trim on our house, and we used it to paint our pergola, or have it painted, our pergola, and then we have a stockade fence that backs behind my greenhouse that my neighbor put up, but she didn't do anything to treat the lumber, so we decided to paint our side of the fence. I want to go this way. I was trying to figure out, what am I doing? In the hopes that it would last longer, because I know she spent a lot of money. She needs to paint her side of the fence. Maybe I'll recommend that to her to get it done. But it'll last longer if it has paint on it. And I think it looks better with the paint I use, which is teal. Now, everything's been expensive, just getting more and more and more. I'm going to put that kind of in the middle-ish of that. Yeah, middle. I don't know. Gasoline has gone down. I was noticing the other day that it had gone up to like $3.50 or $2.59 in my area, and then it went down to $2.49. I haven't driven by there yet this week because I took the electric car and I went a different way, so I didn't pay attention to what the gasoline was. Okay. Oh, how funny. So Jennifer says when she worked at Home Depot, the paint rep would tell me to take all the paint samples I wanted because it made him look bad if people weren't taking the samples. Oh, how funny. Now, who was, Bonnie, did you, or was it Sheila? One of you two wanted a coupon and I missed it afterwards. Did you get that coupon code? Did it, I can't get my words out. Did it tell you you got your coupon or redeemed your coupon? What color? I don't even have any brown. I do have ivory. So maybe we could do, since this is ivory, I have a bigger label. Maybe I won't put anything on it. I'll just paste it right there. Let me add the Distress inks to it. Okay, Bonnie. It was Bonnie. Okay. I didn't see if it went through. Did you do award, exclamation point, award? And it said, congratulations. I want to make sure that that worked. And I'll have to email you, so let me write that down. Oh, crash! Bang, boom! Wow, that went far. So we're going to get my pencil, and we're going to say Bonnie. Wait till November? Yeah, because it'll expire at the end of the month. All right, so we got Bonnie. A coupon code. $10. All right. I wrote it down. Okay, I like it. What do you think? Is that simple enough? All right, let's go back to this side. Let's see what I have. I've got this scrap that was left over, or I have it in a darker orange. I think I'm going to go with the orange. It was yellow paper that I gel printed on, and I think I'm going to glue that down here, and then we'll decorate it. I've got a little paint swatch we could put on as a secondary pocket, and we could also put maybe a butterfly like that. I think that would look good. All right, so I'm gonna glue this down. Can you hold a cute little birdie? Okay, perfect. You got it. I see it. Okay, gotcha. I just wanted to make sure that it worked. And then I will email you your coupon. Oh, I hope this will stick because this was paint. Well, we'll find out here in just a moment. I'm going to glue it down right there. Wipe away the excess. Hold the birdie. Hold the birdie. This is going to be one of those journals that I may just kind of play with. Oh, I did it again. I was going to use the other glue because we're gluing it to a painted paper. So let me hold it for a second and see what happens. Yeah, it's coming up. All right. Let's do this. I need a paper towel. Wipe away the glue. I get so used to grabbing the Aleene's tacky glue because I'm used to just doing paper to paper. But when you're gluing on top of a painted paper, Aleene's doesn't always stick. Okay. He said, please. Well, sure, you can hold the little birdie. When it was my mom's birdie named Mango, that bird did not give you a choice. If it wanted to be on your shoulder, it flew over and got on your shoulder. And if you wanted to get it off your shoulder, you would risk getting bit trying to get it off of you. Oh, that bird was a mess. But my mom loved it. And we're like, okay. I like it. All right, let's put this on top here. Put this right here. Yeah, right here. There we go. Another way to use the paint swatches. I had this green card that I think, yeah, that fits. So I'm going to put that right there. And then I saw the light. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Why did you abandon me? I'm looking for the right card. Let's see if this one will fit. It does. Okay, I think that looks good. So, this is going to be the front of my journal. And I was trying to figure out a different way to use my scraps. And I have all these strips of paper. And so I just glued them down across, this is an 8x8 pieces of paper. And I think what I want to do is cut one for the front and one for the back. So I'm going to mark these and cut both at the same time. So probably right about there. And I got out some ribbon. Here it is. I got this gold ribbon out. A green card. Alright, trying to get this lined up on there the way that I want. There we go. And we end up with a little strip. Maybe we'll use it somewhere else. Pull this back over here. Go ahead. I cut off one side, so we'll reapply the distressing to that side. There we go. A greeting card. That's what you can call it. Okay. So I want to put this ribbon down first. Let me secure the pin. So what I'll do is wrap this around and tie a bow. I'll cut it a little bit longer than necessary, just for the pretty airiness of that ribbon. I guess you call it gold. You could also call this a brass colored. All right, so I'm kind of lining it up where the middle of the journal is, and I'll put this one on the front. I'm going to glue that over the front, and then I can collage on top of this piece. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yep. Put some glue on my paper. All the way down. Zigging, zagging across. Okay. Now, make sure I have this going in the right direction. Okay. Is that right? Where is that side? Where's the other one? Okay. You stay here while I position you onto the page. Smear it around. I'm going to go ahead and do the back side the same way. it's going to fit. Doesn't look like I'm going to finish this journal today. I do want to do some gel printing next week. So what I may do is this week when I have some time is record a video finishing this journal and set this up as what will play while I'm on my cruise in November. I think that would be a good choice for a video. I can say finishing up the paper bag journal. All right, so we got that piece. I want to go ahead and kind of do the front. And I don't know which one I want better. I like this one, or I'm looking at the camera, the orange. I think I'm going to go with the brown. So this is some mixed media paper that I made a long time ago, just to give you some ideas. It was peach colored paper that I know I'm not going to use. And I have more up there. So I was trying to figure out ways to use it. And I sponged some browns, different shades of brown all over. Then I rubber stamped a black image all over. And then I rubber stamped with embossing ink and did glitter embossing powder. So I'm thinking putting that up there. Maybe this here. I'm missing my paint swatch. Maybe this one. I could put it across. I may move this down, and then I could put the word journal up at the top. Like that in the middle. I don't know. That's where I'm leaning. That's where I'm leaning, right there. So maybe what I should do, I'm going to glue these two pieces of paper together. Well, did you like today? Did you get some inspiration from me on using some of your scraps in different ways? I didn't share the actual step-by-step of how I did the strips, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I just took these scraps of paper that I had cut off of book pages and whatnot to make the page fit better for the journal, and I saved a bunch of them. And I was sitting here looking at it going, how am I going to use those? And I like the way that looks in the background behind there, because it was all trash. I was trying to see if this doily should be used. I think so. I'm going to put the doily on here. So I'll add some beacon glue to the back because I am gluing it to a painted paper. All right. I think we're almost done for today. In just a moment, I will do the raffle for 200 junk bucks. So enter the raffle if you haven't already done so, while I glue these pieces down. So this piece I'm going to put here. I'm trying to decide if the word journal needs another piece of paper behind it of a contrasting color or more color. Put that across here. Austin's still watching. I was going to tell you, Austin, just pick a project and record it. I don't know what you've been working on lately, but I know that your fans would love to see anything that you create. All right, so do I want the butterfly? There's one here. Do I put it coming out the side? Do I put this here? Maybe like that? I think that's what I'm going to do. What are you going to buy, Bonnie, with your coupon? Michelle wants to know. That there. No idea. All right, that seems fair. That seems fair. I have some handmade paper in my shop. You may like that. I am going to, I don't know that I'll sell any of it unless you guys are looking for it. This next couple of weeks, when Henry makes coffee the next time, I'm going to tell him to save the coffee grounds for me so that I can make some coffee dyed paper. I was noticing that I'm very, very low on coffee dyed paper, and I need to spend some time making the coffee and then dyeing a bunch of paper. Well, good. I'm glad y'all are going to follow each other. All right, I'm going to put that here, somewhat in the center. I don't recall, do I have a scrappy piece of paper? No, I don't think I want that. Oh, let's look in here. This is my Bagel Brown scraps. Let's see if we can find something that might work as a way. Okay, what if I did? It's not a very subtle border, but it's a little border. Just a tiny, tiny border. I think that works. I'm looking at it at the camera angle. I found a whole package of the lunch size, smaller paper bags. I should probably make a bunch of smaller journals. All right, I'm going to trim this and glue it all down. Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I could sell them as a digital. Thanks for that, Michelle. I might do that. Maybe if I get some unusual coffee dyed papers, I could sell it as a digital image. Little scrappy scrap. All right, so let's glue these two pieces together. All right, we're going to quit here in just a moment. Well, thank you for subscribing to Austin. Y'all follow each other on here. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You can do the same for me if you're not subscribed and you're just watching, lurking. Well, come join the fun. Subscribe and show up in the chat next time and say hello. Love to chat with you. I truly believe that we are all creative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I make that right in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that would be the middle right there. So we'll put that here. Everybody's creative. You know, we may have our creative bins in different ways than others. If you want to learn how to do something, just do it. Oh, you did do coffee dyed paper and sold them and still do? Well, cool. You need to make some coffee dyed paper. You're out, Bonnie? Well, my mother-in-law was cleaning her office. She still has a home office and does some work for my father-in-law, who is right now in Africa on safari. And she likes to do these cleaning bouts when he is not home, because he always questions her. What is this? Why are you throwing that away? Why are you getting rid of that? And she gave me a whole brand new package of copy paper, and she said she's got more she'll give me. You know, Austin, I haven't really thought about making a digital file for my stencils. You would love a SGV file. You know, the way I make the cut files for my laser, I do it through Corel Draw. I'll have to look to see if there's a way to save it as an SVG. Maybe that is something I could do. Because some people, like you said, would rather cut their own, because then you don't have to pay for the shipping, time, material, and all that kind of stuff. I like it. What do you think of the cover? So thank you for that idea. Thank you. I may look at that. Making dye and painting is your favorite things. Yeah, they are kind of fun, aren't they? What do you think of the cover of that? That looks pretty good. And I'll add something to the back to it, of course. And then I'll just quickly kind of flip through what we've got so far. So we did this pocket. I'll find some papers to put here. I may make this a pocket on here. I don't know yet. We'll see. I've got more digital images from Calico Collage I can put in here. There's a big pocket, so we can put stuff there. I've got wallpaper. We made a pocket here. I didn't put anything in it yet, but I did see I have one of Norella's Polaroids. I can put that there while we're flipping through here. And I've got this pocket. I saw another card. I made this one a while back. It was a rubber stamped image. It's 2 stamps for the flowers, and then the word's a separate stamp. We add a little stuff there. We could add a another one of these leaves if I did it in the right direction. That would look good right there. I'm going to leave that there so I can be inspired. I haven't done anything on this one. I know I want to do some collaging. I've found this note pad from my mother-in-law, so I thought that would look good there to have some more writing space. So I'm going to lay that there for now. And then I also tore some pages out, so I thought I could do kind of a collage in here. I'll look through my papers and see what I have to go here. More mop up. There's a gel print. We did some stenciling on this one. You know, we could put another little birdie. Maybe I'll put that birdie here in the corner. So I'll lay that there. Perfect thing for a book. You like it? Thank you. Oh, Michelle said, how do you do stencils that are digital? It's the digital cut file. So if you have a Cameo Silhouette Circuit, or if you have a Brother Scan and Cut, you can send files to it and then cut it onto your own material. Some people will just use cardstock to do that. So I'll have to play around to see what files would lend its well to be used with a Cricut, because sometimes they're not very good because they're too intricate, but some of the bigger images work really good. I like it, how it's turned out so far. And just, trying to do a little bit eclectic throughout. And we've got a tie here as well on it. I have a cricket and I have a silhouette. So, Jennifer, I may use you. I may send you a file and see how it cuts for you. That may be something to do. All over the house, can't even work on a project clean because it's so cluttered. Hey, I get it. I get it. Here's what I did to help me. I didn't have a flat surface clear to be able to work. And it was driving me crazy because I didn't have a place to put things away because I have so much stuff. So number one, quit accumulating more stuff. Number one. That's what I did. I quit buying new things. Yes, I did pick up paint chips, but these are insignificant. And I know that I can use them in this journal. Hopefully there won't be any pieces left over. Number one. Number two, get you a couple of big boxes that you can pick up easily that are sturdy. If you can get multiple boxes that are stackable, that's even better. And fill them up with whatever is cluttering your desk or your work surface right now. Just put it all in the box. Don't even worry about it. Other than you might, while you're putting it in the box, make a note of what you're putting in the box and write that note on the box. You put all your distress inks in there. You put a bunch of scraps of papers, or you had a work in progress journal that you put in there. Just write that on the outside of the box and move it out of the way. Fill up the next box, move it out of the way. Fill up the next box, move it out of the way. Then your surface is clear. You may have a stack of boxes in the corner. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Sit down and create something. Just have fun. When you're done, clear your work surface. It's so satisfying to go ahead, I'm noticing things that are on my desk, is to put it all away. And when you have a few minutes, go get one of those boxes, pull it out, and then just go for the top layer. Not a giant box glitter, little boxes you can handle, okay? And open that box and then see what you can put away in your area. Whether it be you need to put your pencils back in your pencil holder, you need to put your scissors back in your scissor holder, whatever it may be. Maybe you need to make some storage. I took some cardboard boxes, pardon me, and I made some storages. This holds some wood mount and some of my acrylic mount rubber stamps so I can have it. Yeah, so just, make a spot. Sheila says, I sort in boxes when I get overwhelmed with stuff being out. And it just makes it so much easier. There you go. Your mom will be there. See, and that's something you could, if someone is staying at your house while you're gone and they want something interesting to do, say, hey, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in my space and I want you to completely clear off this surface. Just tell them what surface it is, give them the boxes, and ask them to just put things in the bin, box, whatever, and write a note. I put glue in here, there's scissors in here, there's ribbon in here, whatever it is, and then stick it in the corner. And when you can't find something, you can look at the note, or when you have time, open a box and then put it away. Okay? I hope that helps you. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed today. I hope you're inspired to create. Let's pick a winner of some junk bucks. That would be Bonnie. All right, let me go to currency. And we're going to go Bonnie and search. All right, Bonnie and edit. And we're going to add 200. So make that a 3. Submit. All righty. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you're inspired to get in there with your craft supplies, whatever they may be, and make something. Have fun making that something. maybe you don't have an actual plan. It's just putting pieces of paper together, painting something, doing your cross stitch, your crochet, collage, whatever it may be, paper quilling, whatever it is that you enjoy, do it and have fun doing it. Don't feel guilty for doing it, because we do need to have some me time, okay? Enjoy what you're doing. Thank you all so much for being here. Please be kind to those out there. You never know what someone is going through in life. I've used this analogy. You're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off. Instead of getting mad and raising your fist and making gestures and yelling, pray for them. There's a reason that they are oblivious to what's going on around them, and possibly they need somebody to pray for them because God needs to help them with whatever's going on with them. So don't feel like you need to retaliate, just enjoy being able to get where you need to go in one piece and pray for that other person. Be kind. You never know what someone's going through, and maybe that act of kindness is the thing you need. Just wave at them, say, and smile, don't get mad. Just say, okay, have a good day, type of a thing. Open a door for somebody. Say hello. Just say you got a great outfit on. I like it. Whatever it may be. Just be polite, because you never know what someone's going through. I ask that you each pray for those out there that are in your life, and maybe those that you don't know, because you never know what they may need. Y'all have an amazing week. I truly appreciate you taking the time to stop by. I'm grateful for you just hanging out with me for a little while. My husband's like, you have to be the center of attention. Well, I am for a couple of hours, and I greatly appreciate that. So thank you for my contributing to my narcissism. That's what he would say. I love each and every one of you. Have an amazing week. We'll see you next week when I think I'm going to do some gel printing. I've decided. I'm just going to do it. Y'all take care. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye, everybody.